Ah, attendez, parce que attendez, parce qu'il y a mon aide-soignant qui est pas... Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Ouais, voilà. Parce que c'est de la... Ah non,
visiblement, ça ne marche pas.
Attendez.
Père Patrick, vous n'avez pas perdu la main?
Est-ce que vous pouvez couper le... Ah!
On va regarder un sujet sur la...
I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Hey, Dad!
Don't judge me, this is art!
It looks like he may commit suicide. Suicide is badass.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
What the fuck is that? Bigfoot. Oh man, look at him.
Come on, you motherfucker! Oh, shit! God damn it! Same shit, different day!
One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
Okay, we're live this Monday night, or for whatever time it is that anyone could be watching. I almost didn't do this show because of a toothache, which I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, but I decided to carry on.
Well, even if you got a toothache, but when you go to the dentist tomorrow, maybe you'll start to feel a lot better.
For a second there, I was like, shit, are you there? Am I here by myself?
No, you're not here by yourself. I was about to say hello to everybody that watches, because I know a lot of people watch after we stream, so that's good too.
Well, you know, any fan is a good fan as long as they're actually a fan.
Well, I wouldn't want Mercante as a fan.
But that's unrealistic, you know.
Well, you never know. She's crazy.
She's not gonna be anybody's fan in that way.
No, that is true. But she's got some kind of weird obsession with Smash JT. She just does. Anybody can see it.
She has a weird obsession with everybody, but she picked him especially. I honestly think it's some kind of jealousy, because he's the one that has the most rooted home life and, you know, average temperament and so on.
Well, you know, maybe she's jealous of him because, like you said, he's got a family and all that kind of stuff, and she can't have that.
I have a squeaky ass chair, but I don't think anybody's gonna look at me like they look at Smash JT, because most people take me as drunk and high, which usually I'm neither. I just, you know, it could be the Native American in me, but I just look this way and I just sound this way. I'm not drunk or high. I'm absolutely not.
That is true.
Rarely, and more so rarely on camera.
Yeah. At least you're not lewd. I mean, you know who I'm talking about.
Well, you know, I think there's some streamers get entirely too comfortable on camera. They're on the way too often for way too long, and it's like, you know, their home life becomes their camera life, vice versa.
Yeah.
and it's just not a pretty sight.
Well, no. I mean, again, you know who I'm talking
Okay,
about.
I'm gonna jump straight into the articles. Of course,
Okay.
these shows are always lubricated when we have a live audience to back and forth with. I mean, really, that makes all the difference in the world when we have an audience that will chit chat back and forth. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Maybe.
But with time, I suppose that will come.
True.
He-Man movie quite different, says Nicholas Galitzine. I don't know.
I think so.
I'm gonna butcher all the names anyway, but you know they don't have to make it hard on me. What happened? What happened to regular names? Written by Matt McGloin. Wait, McGloin?
Let me see. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me see.
McGloin.
McGlowan. McGlowan?
Okay, you know,
I don't know.
look. I'm not new to names. I've been around names my entire life, and that's been damn near half a century. But only recently have all these oddball fucking names just come out of the woodwork.
Well,
is it just me, or is that the case?
Well, I think a lot of the names that we run across now is because of the trans community.
Some, yeah, but not all. I mean,
not all, but
seems. I'm just guessing here. Seems like because there's more foreigners in the country now.
Yeah, that makes sense, but that's not He-Man.
Okay. It's douche boy. Nicholas, how would you say this name?
Don't get me tickled. I have to turn the mic off.
I can't be the only one here butchering names.
You're not. I'm trying to sit here and read them too. Nicholas Galitzine.
Okay, Nicholas Galactus. May have just confirmed those descriptions and rumors about the upcoming live-action He-Man Masters of the Universe movie, while recently speaking with THR. I have no clue who THR is. The 30-year-old actor was asked how the beloved animated series compared to his movie. His movie. Wait, they're talking to the actor, right? I mean, shouldn't it be like, if they're going to say his movie, shouldn't it be the writer or the director?
I would think so.
Moving on. I have, yeah. What? That's what it says. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. I have, yeah. Look. The fuck kind of bubble brain is this motherfucker? I have, yeah. Look. What?
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
I have, yeah. Look, what I will say is our version is quite. Wait. I have, yeah. Look, what I will say. Oh, I have, yeah. Look, what this motherfucker.
You can't even. This is butchered. I mean,
this motherfucker. And they call me drunk and high.
Oh my. Well.
Okay, wait. Let me try to get through this. What I will say is our version is quite different from the original animation, which we all agree was camp within its own right and worked so well for the time. But there's been a couple of iterations, obviously, since there was the Revolution version of the Masters of the Universe, which I skipped that one for obvious reasons, and the comics themselves, and we're very much treating our script as a Bible. I'm not sure what it means by that. I guess they're sticking to it as hard as they can. I can only imagine. But if their script doesn't stick to any of the lore, then that's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of amazing to hear what this show meant to a lot of people. Yeah, what it meant. And then they crushed it. They ruined it. I don't say crushed in the sense of like these young people do. Hey, crushed it. Like it was a good thing, you know. But anyway, it was really formative for a lot of people. So a lot of people got bowl haircuts and wore furry underwear and ran around with swords.
I
Okay.
guess.
I guess I guess I get what it means, I guess. But I didn't see a lot of people breaking into zoos trying to ride the lions and tigers.
True.
So it's exciting to do something that will have nostalgia element as well as hopefully attract a bunch of new fans. Now that attract a bunch of new fans is always worrisome. Always. When have they ever said that and not ruined the shit out of something?
Well, I have a theory, but I want you to get through the article first, and then I'll say what it is.
It has been claimed that the He-Man movie is set on Earth, which has nothing to do with the Masters of the Universe. No surprise there. Which is set on Eternia. The 1987 Master of the Universe movie was also set on Earth and is complete garbage. Actually, I could kind of see that and kind of not. I kind of like that movie. I mean, when I first watched it, I'm like, that was crap. I'm disappointed. And I watched it when it came out. But then I grew an appreciation for it over time. Right? We can guess the reason they are having the new film set on Earth is to save money on the budget. After all, this is being made by Amazon. Recently, I'm just going to read this how it's worded, even if it doesn't make sense. Recently, Saul Cooper, that's a name, Saul, S-A-W is a name. Recently, Saul Cooper, Daniel RPK, I will add, I hate all these abbreviations. How the fuck am I supposed to know what RPK in that first one I mentioned? There's no clue. There's no like things in asterisks or abbreviations. You know, it's like, oh, just give me a string of letters. I'm all right. No, fuck you. Okay. RPK offer up the He-Man movie will feature Adam as a guy in the real world who is working a boring office job. So that's already a great big departure from the original lore. And yeah, the cartoon wasn't like real solid, but you know, kids really took to it. What I mean is the storyline is not well written, but it's still, you could take the original lore and enrich it, make it good, not take it and trash it and then claim you're making it good.
Yeah. But, okay.
So Adam, Prince Adam, is, I wonder if they're going to give him a green cat too. But anyway, he's working a boring office job.
Oh. Why? It takes all the fantasy out of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's fantasy, but they just rearranged it. They're like, let's pull this and put it here, and let's flip this, and so on. When they could have made it high fantasy, Game of Thrones ish, you know, and deep in the lore, got some not fuckboy looking actors to play the role, you know.
Well, I have a theory on that.
10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed to Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword. I don't believe that's how the original lore went either. If I'm remembering right. The only link to his home on Eternia, after tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. I do agree they need to get rid of that He-Man title. It's more silly than saying Superman and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we've gotten used to these names, but come on, if somebody made something like that now, you know,
yeah,
it'd be laughed at.
It'd be like saying She-Woman.
Amazon Studios are effing idiots. Effing, okay. Recently saw Kevin Smith. Oh, this fucking name again. Recent.
Shouldn't there be an I in there somewhere?
Either that or recently is a company name. I'm confused as shit here, but I'm just gonna read it anyway. Recently saw Smevin Kiff. Recently saw Kevin Smith go in a completely different direction too with his woke approach to the Netflix animated series. Thought it was the Tila show. The backlash was so big and the ratings fell off a cliff so much that Smith fixed the second half of the series, which actually turned out pretty decent. Damn, these writers need to brush up, go back to school or something. I mean, I appreciate the people put these articles out, but me reading them and I'm spotting all these mistakes and I'm not an editor, you know, and I'm reading it like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Words are missing.
Awful. I was an editor and I'm looking at this going, oh my God, they published this like this.
It's clumsy.
Yeah.
The live action He-Man is from Amazon Studios. They're also doing the reimagined Voltron movie. It's also the studio that has the film rights to James Bond, which is apparently a complete disaster. The longtime owner of James Bond recently said Amazon Studios are effing idiots. Effing, like, we're grown. We can use words.
Yep. And they're gonna redo the Voltron movie. Oh, it's gonna suck too.
Yeah, with that Henry Cavill, which you know, he's like eye candy for people, but I don't honestly think he's that good of an actor. Which the Superman role fit him all right, because I don't honestly think the Superman role requires a whole lot of depth. And that's just my opinion. I'm sure others have different opinions. I think James Bond has a little depth, but not much. Then again, I never really was into James Bond. It always bored the shit out of me.
Yeah, me too. But I think Cavill did pretty good as The Witcher.
But with that said, Sean Connery was the only one I would even bother, you know, trying to watch or anything.
This is also very true.
That man had something special with his acting ability. He had the right charisma. Yeah, look, okay, this fuck boy here. Here's him bulking up for the role, which he claims. Oh, let me get into it. No pressure. I just have to embody the strongest man in the universe, he told W Magazine. There's been a lot of eating and weightlifting, a lot of stunts. I'm eating about 4,000 calories a day. If you ate Southern food, it'd be a lot more.
Yeah.
But the amount of physical work I'm doing, you end up hungry at the end of the day. Same in the South. No, you know, Southerns eat hearty and they eat heavy. But the amount of work you gotta do, and I don't mean just, you know, I don't mean city South. I mean country South. You will bust your ass and work every bit of that off. If you don't eat like that after a day of working, you're gonna feel like you're gonna die. You're gonna be so weak.
Yeah.
You have to eat like that because you burn through it.
Yeah. And if you eat like that and don't work it off, you get the itis.
So he says, I will eventually go into what's the cutting phase, where I'm going to be starved and so rude to everyone. What?
He's going to be hungry and ill.
Rude to everyone. Okay. I can only apologize for the person I'm going to become in a few months' time. So basically, they're going to bulk him up, turn that, you know, fat muscle, and then starve him. So he gets the trifecta of the muscular model look, which is, it is unhealthy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The starving aspect is usually, you know, on top of the heavy workout routine and the putting on mass. It's unhealthy.
I mean,
Masters of the Universe has a June 5th, 2026 release date. Let me play psychic here. It's going to suck.
Yeah. But
they're trying to, you know, put this fuck boy looking boy in He-Man role, and then Idris Elba. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Idris. and so on. They're putting these people in these roles. I mean, you don't look at that and go, "That's He-Man."
No. I have a theory.
That's a fuck boy.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
My theory is they put him in this role to get all the Transformers and the LGBTQ and all them people to
So
go
instead of
and all that.
what you're trying to say, instead of all out going, He-Man's now a black tranny. They put a fuckboy looking bottle kid in there, and they're like, well, this is a compromise. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. It's eye candy for the LGBTQ community.
You know, ever since I replaced my camera, makes me look white as a sheet. This is not how I actually look.
No.
It's just this fucking camera.
You're actually pretty dark. It's just the camera makes you look really pale. But that's okay. You look better than this person here.
I can't help but to, look at it like, when was the last good movie? Like Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, or the Hobbit? I mean, when was the last good movie?
Let me think. The last good movie was Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
The first, in my own opinion, the first one was great. The other two, not so much. The first one, I watched it and I thought, this could be the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
Then they brought out a second. I'm like, never mind.
And after that, I would say the Deadpool movies.
We have Lakeisha Walker. I don't mean to butcher anybody's name. That's what I do. I butcher names. Is that how you say that?
Lakeisha.
Okay. Whichever way it is, you're welcome to the stream, obviously.
Hello. But yeah, that's what this is. This is eye candy for the LGBTQ community.
I can't help but think when somebody goes, hello, you guys, I think of the Goonies.
Oh, yeah. Chunk. Chunk. I remember that movie.
Okay, on to the next thing here. More Dungeons and Dragons nonsense. I mean, honestly, I get sick of covering the same topics. I do. But it's what's in the news, it's what comes up. New Dungeons and Dragons supplement delivers rant on anti-colonial play, asking players to avoid narrow morality against monster races like gnolls.
Wait a minute. Is it okay? Does this mean that the new Dungeons and Dragons supplement wants people to go easy on monsters that they're supposed to slay?
I'll get into it. It's been a rough year for D&D players watching their beloved role-playing game of questing fighting monsters turned into a political cudgel and social conditioning tool by the Hasbro Corporation. The 2024 Dungeon Master Guide infamously has incorporated BDSM fetish community practice in the game for safe spaces. And yes, they have. I've covered it in another video, and you can find info on it if you so wish. The 2024 Player's Handbook is filled with imagery of BIPOC, by people of color, and female characters. BIPOC makes me think of a fucking Cyclops, and female characters at a margin of more than 5-1 for white male characters, about the direct opposite of the demographic who play the game. So what they're saying is it's mostly white men that play the game, and I don't think any of us can deny that. Sure, there's men, there's women, there's black people, there's gay and straight, there's the whole gamut of players, but the majority is white males. But they're filling it with clearly gay dwarfs baking and matching tattoos and Mexican orcs who are You know, bitch bosses. What do you call them?
Oh,
Girl bosses.
yeah.
I mean, just look at this image. That should tell you enough. For that matter, how the fuck is that cliff holding that?
Good Lord, man.
That
Jesus.
I don't know what. Damn, there's a kid under that cliff. That ain't a lookout better than that.
Yeah.
Look at there. There's the bird's like, oh fuck, I'm out of here, right? The bird's
There's a bunch
taking
of
off,
kids under there. There's 3.
and then there's this.
I don't
And that
understand.
bird's not gonna hold her up either.
No.
Can you
No.
imagine that? I mean, the boulder falls, splat goes the kids, and they're gonna have a big Mexican funeral.
There is only so much a cleric can do.
And I say Mexican funeral because, according to D&D, now these are Mexicans. Who's the racist here? Who's the racist? I didn't call orcs Mexicans.
Why? Okay, I
well,
don't understand.
They're out in public apparently, and they see a family of Mexicans, and they're like, "Them are orcs."
Yeah,
What?
but I don't get why in the world they would think.
According to them, that us whiteys thought orcs were blacks.
Since when?
I never have. I mean, be honest, I've said that about some Scottish people, but I've never said that about blacks.
But okay, but the thing is orcs are green.
Or, well, apparently not. I mean, I don't know what shade you'd call that. It's grayish, but maybe a hint of green.
Well, I mean, in the old books and stuff, they were always a greenish color. You know,
Well,
they were.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna get into that. I don't think it's about skin color. It's about stereotyping, which they are the only ones stereotyping people here.
Yeah.
And while they're stereotyping, they're calling us bigots.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It doesn't make any sense.
One D&D race has also had in its entire history removed to get rid of slavery. And then there's the constant push to humanize orcs. One image even portrays the orcs as a family of Mexicans, making for a completely insulting depiction of Latinos in the name of diversity. Okay. They want to be all prideful and like, our people were slaves and you owe us, you know, and all that kind of thing, right? Which I'm betting the people's writing this shit probably wasn't the case with them most likely, but let's get past that for a moment. Isn't it kind of wrong for them to disavow, acknowledge, whatever, however you want to phrase it, slavery as a whole? Isn't that kind of insulting?
Yeah, it's insulting.
Despite the fact that you're taking away from a good storyline and a full, rich, realistic storyline.
Yeah, I mean, it's very insulting.
That's kind of like going, nobody ever hurt those Jews.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's very insulting.
And they're calling us racist and bigots and sexist.
I don't get it. I really don't.
Then they go on, and they put this in their books too, essentially calling Gary Gygax misogynistic and accusing him of cultural appropriation, which isn't that what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing they're doing. They're doing exactly what they're accusing everybody else of doing. And nobody else is doing it.
Someone even asked Elon Musk to buy Hasbro and save D&D, which I don't think he's going to do, but that would make it interesting now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I mean, why not? He's got the money to throw around. Put it to some good use, you know?
So now we have something they brought out called the Lazy DM's Forge of Foes, which to me honestly sounds like a lazy title.
Yeah.
And most likely AI art in it. I mean, I can't say that 100% for sure, but they have admitted to and even went so far as to say all their art in the future would be AI, which no one asked for that. No one wants that. We want to appreciate the rich art of the great artist like has come before in D&D and other such prior works.
They're putting artists out of work. That's all they're doing. It's cheaper to get AI to do it than hire artists.
Now a licensed supplement has been released called Forge of Foes, and the Lazy DMs series from Skyflourish has turned into an anti-white rant about colonialism to destroy players' immersion in the game. Mark Kern, aka Grums, has posted to X about the supplement saying, "Do you like lectures in your D&D supplements? Forge of Foes, a 5e book by Sly Flourish." What the fuck kind of name is that? Includes lengthy section of anti-colonialism. Colonialism, I hate that word. I get tripped up on it. Colonialism. That it says is the greatest evil DMs must learn to deal with, and that dealing with it will make the game better. Tips include not all gnolls. Say gnoll bandits are attacking me, not gnolls are attacking. Focus on villainy as a choice, not a trait.
Oh, dear God.
I don't know about anybody else out there, but if I got a group of people of any color attacking me, I'm not gonna go, if they're black, I won't go, black bandits are attacking me.
No.
No, white thugs are attacking me. That's
No.
silly.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, nobody talks like that. Nobody. I don't care where you're from or anything.
Even in this fantasy setting, you know, you get the fight or flight response. You're under attack. You're gonna, I don't know, you're gonna yell help or you're gonna yell a battle cry. Whatever the case, you know, you're not. I can't imagine any way go, gnolls are attacking. And if it's written that way, that's just babyish.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, does that attack what they're trying to say here? I mean, instead of saying gnolls are attacking, say gnoll bandits. No, I think it nails it all the same. Even if you're speaking in this campy kind of way, you don't, you know, take the extra time to say gnoll bandits. Not gnolls, gnoll bandits.
I mean, wouldn't it be suffice just as well to say I'm being attacked by bandits? Or
Yeah,
these motherfucking bandits or something like that? Why would you have to even put the race in there?
no, that's true. I mean, help, I'm under attack. What they're saying is needless, pointless, insulting. It's kind of like, okay, I don't see a lot of black people out there when they have an issue with a white person going, this white gentleman has blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Vice versa. When people have, you know, a problem with an argument with a black person, for example, providing they're not getting piled on by 10 of them at a time, they don't usually go, this black man. I mean, any race, it's unrealistic. It's nonsense.
Most of the time.
It's counter culture, counter psychology, counter reaction instinct. It's counter everything. And even if you could train that into somebody, that makes it no less unnatural.
Yeah. Most of the time when you're getting attacked by somebody, you say, these motherfuckers attacking me or something. You just these motherfuckers done lost their shit.
Or you might yell, "Get the fuck off me!"
Yeah,
Or you might even be so mad as to go, "I'll kill you."
yeah.
But it usually goes something like that. Then, you might throw a slur in with it. But either way, that's just human nature. That's animal nature if they could speak. That's just natural.
Yeah.
You can't force psychology on a people. Okay, and let's say for the sake of argument, you can. It's unnatural. And a lot of things has been forced on us as humans, a lot of things we wouldn't normally be doing that we were taught to do.
Yeah, that's true.
But there comes a time where you draw a line and go, enough is enough. We don't need to lose touch with our animal part because it's there in order for us to survive.
Well, they're trying to establish a psychological order, and they're trying to, like you say, do away with human nature. They're trying to rewrite human nature in itself.
And you can't do that. It can be forced upon you. It can be trained into you, but it's unhealthy for one.
Yeah.
It severs some of the connections we need for animal side in order to survive.
Very true.
There's so many arguments that could be made, but I don't have the time, and that's the first that comes to mind.
Well, I mean, it's like, okay, you say you get this pit bull that's been used for dog fighting, and you try to make a pet out of it, and one day it snaps and eats everybody or everything or whatever. It's still got that instinct. You can't get rid of animal instinct, and whether people like to admit it or not, people are animals.
So I believe I've read this part, but it says focus on villainy as a choice, not a biological or cultural imperative. Here's the thing, it's all of the above. It's a choice. Villainy is a choice, but it is also in your DNA. It is in your culture, and if you deny that, I gotta say you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, you can choose not to be that way, but it is in your nature.
Hey, look, I'm mixed. I'm Native and Irish and a few other things too. And my family line are very well known for violence. Very, very well. They're damn quick to violence. I've tried to train that out of myself, but sometimes I worry that I do it too much because it's needed.
Very
It
true.
is cultural. It is biological. It's in your family line, and some races are more prone to do that than others. Well, they're all capable, and they all just might. Some are statistically speaking more likely to. And if you're denying that, there's nothing I can say for you. You're just a fucking idiot.
Well, I think it goes back to a lot of people want to deny their animal instincts. And they, when you try to erase that, it's just going to come back full force. You can't get rid of that primal instinct. It's impossible.
To avoid forcing narrow morality onto sapient creatures. Okay, we all know, and this isn't a slur or a jab, we all know there's a good amount of black people that are violent. I believe man, woman, white, black, I believe we're all capable of being civil. We're all capable of being intelligent and so on. But I'm not going to ignore the numbers either. I'm going to say you're capable. But part of that is your upbringing. Part of that is your family line. I mean, like I said, I'm not Mexican or black, and my family is greatly known for violence and crime.
Your family's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
It's the truth. I mean,
I'm
I'm not
probably
trying to be ugly, but
probably the most civil of them.
yeah,
So
you
my
are.
point is this isn't coming from a place of hating race. It's not. This is coming from logic, observation, and such.
Well, you have to be logical when it comes to things like this.
Look at this. They give a lecture here. Anti-colonial play, a problem worth fixing, a checklist for better stories, colonialism. Oh, I get tripped up on that word, but the short version. They dedicate a good amount of space to this.
I wouldn't read all that. If I had the book, I wouldn't read it.
Look, I'm reporting on it and I'm not reading it. I will leave it up here for a moment. So viewers can read it, pause, read it, whatever they got to do.
Yeah. But this is just stupid. You play a game like Dungeons and Dragons to get away from all the things in everyday life that is messed up, fucked up, tore up from the ground up,
Escapism.
You don't play it to get more of the bullshit that you see every day.
You don't get a group of people together and like, who's ready to get political?
Yeah, I mean, you just don't do that. It's just not a thing. And it's sad that Dungeons and Dragons has turned into this. Because
dandelions and dildos.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's just more pandering to the LGBTQ community. And I hate that term because it's not a community. It's a gang. That's all it is. If you don't believe the way they do, they're going to make your life miserable.
I'm going to move on to the next story here. Arrowhead Game Studio CCO Coco CCO says he won't add DEI to their games if it doesn't add to the game experience it detracts. Now, before I get into this, a lot of people are cheering this on as some kind of success. I think it's covering their ass. I think it's a little bit of double talk so they'll keep a player base for a little longer.
Well, I mean, it kind of says so in the title.
So he was answering questions, and one person, they said, never add DEI to your games, they begged. Wait, this is a word. I don't know if they begged. It's a little fun.
Yeah.
Like, please don't. Okay, but anyway. Palstead, despite his lofty position as being affiliated with one of PlayStation's biggest success in recent years, was frank and open. If it doesn't add to the game experience, it detracts, and games should be a pure pursuit of amazing moments. So if you read between the lines there, he's saying, oh, I'll add it if I think it adds to it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, that's what I got. Is like, they're going to add it anyway. They're just trying to save face.
So apparently someone picked up on that and asked, how would DEI have benefited Helldivers 2? So he answers, I don't like labels. Palstead replied, I don't know how to say it. Palstead. Any fucking way. But mankind is united in its extreme xenophobia on Super Earth. Right off the bat, I don't, that description, they're united against extreme xenophobia. That to me, I don't know, maybe he's got a good reason for, putting a story that way, but that plays right into this phobia, that phobia. They think anybody who can use critical thinking is scared of things.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I mean, it's just more double speak to me.
Okay, he goes inclusion. So maybe that's DEI. So he's saying they're them being united against xenophobia on Super Earth, which that's where Helldivers 2 is based. He said maybe that's DEI. Um, I would need a broader version of the storyline to know if that's DEI.
Yeah.
So to me, it seems like he's feigning ignorance here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, he's just doing a whole lot of double speak.
And then he continues, I really don't care. Making good games. Oh, wait. I really don't care. Make good games. Don't make a contemporary political statement. But here's the problem. None of them think they're being political. They think when you speak against it, it's political. But when they do it, they don't see it as political.
And that's the problem. Therein is the problem. They don't realize.
To further it, Helldivers 2 came out, and I'm not really familiar with it, but I do know it was a big success. I know all the streamers, the anti-woke streamers, were playing it and they loved it. And then the community manager was banning people left and right who didn't straight buy into the wokeism. They were banning people based on their name even before they joined, and banning them on words, like single words spoken or typed rather. And it was getting silly, beyond silly. And I don't know if that ever died down or what, but that already happened. So he's like, make good games, don't make a statement. It's a load of bullshit. It's damage control.
Yeah, they're trying to cover their own ass. I guess they thought people wouldn't pick up on it. So what can you do? Well, I know one thing people are doing is not playing the new games that come out. They're sticking to the old stuff, which I'm that way about a lot of stuff. I don't really watch new things because it's full of this wokeism stuff. I'd much rather watch an older movie. I mean, that's just my take on it.
Well, yeah, I most definitely enjoy older TV shows and movies. I mean, for one, you don't get the hipsters and the zillennials, as they call them, and not everything is tied around a cell phone, because a cell phone, you can't write a story with cell phones and it just ruins it. And I've tried.
That is true.
And and all the political extremism that's flying around these days. Here's the thing, people like us, we're not calling for political extremes. We're calling for things to calm the fuck down, for everybody to get off their high horse and quit bitching and let good things be.
Yeah.
Don't pick it apart and kill it meaning everything, the movies, the games, the this, the that. It's seeping into law. It's coming down from the UN. There's the richest companies in the world enforcing it. Literally, look up BlackRock and enforcing behavior.
Yeah, and it's just gotten to the point to where if somebody don't say something, it's just going to run rampant. And I'm glad to see that there are people that are pushing back against all this stuff, like Hypnotic and Smash JT and
me.
Yeah, you. And I want to call him.
I may not have their kind of viewers, but fuck, I'm doing virtually the same thing as they are.
Yeah, and reality based. I keep wanting to call him the spear chucker guy, but that's not his name.
Okay. Huge Avengers Doomsday casting leak. Jim's social media post may have blown big Marvel secret. Now, I already tapped out of Marvel's bullshit a long time ago. I quit reading their comics. I quit watching their movies for many reasons, a whole lot of reasons. But they would take their most powerful, most manly characters and find a way to demean them, to weaken them, like making Thor fat, making a woman Thor, and giving, even though she was mortal, and giving her his name. Like, you didn't just take his power, you took his name too.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was disgraceful.
And having Hulk being put down like a bitch by, nonsensical characters, by characters where it absolutely didn't fit. And people who were new to it is like, oh, now we know who the big badass is. It's like, whoa, you broke the fuck out of lore,
Yeah.
And not to mention, Hulk was has always been one of Marvel's biggest characters and always been known for being the biggest, baddest, the strongest.
Yeah.
Which they're just going out of their way to chip away at that.
It's because it's because the Hulk is a very masculine character, I think.
Masculinity.
Yeah.
Like women are never toxic, never. We could do away with being toxic. We don't have to pin it on this or that. We don't have to pin it on white people, black people, men, women, whatever. We can just say, hey, how about we quit being toxic as a people?
Yeah, as a whole.
It seems Daredevil actor Charlie Cox may have inadvertently confirmed his involvement in Avengers Doomsday thanks to an unexpected source, a gym buddy. Yeah, I'm not the best public speaker, I suppose, but I muddle through it. Cox gym post. All right, let me try it. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to calm. Okay. I'm trying to calm myself.
Cox Jim posted an Instagram story showing the actor alongside a congratulatory caption referencing Avengers Doomsday. Although the post was swiftly deleted, screenshots spread like wildfire across social media. So yeah, it's him with a bunch of workout people going on. Oh, we're so happy to have him doing this movie. I'm doing a bad summarization, but I'm getting through it.
Oh, that's okay.
Again, one of these abbreviations. I don't know what the front is. Maybe it's referencing something earlier. I don't know. I hate these abbreviations. I fucking hate them. Maybe it's a
magazine or something.
The front. What you reading? The front.
Oh my goodness. But I liked the Daredevil show when it was on Netflix. I recently rewatched it.
The implications of Daredevil appearing in Avengers Doomsday are significant. Including him in such a large scale event could signal a new chapter for the character, possibly aligning him with other prominent heroes like Spider-Man. So yeah, Daredevil, he's for the modern times, he's been in a Netflix series. And I think it was briefly on like the She-Hulk, I'm not sure. But he hasn't gotten, the big name. He hasn't been in any movies, and I believe more people watch the movies than the series, unless I'm mistaken. And it would elevate his status, not to mention make that actor much more wealthy.
Yeah, that's true. I thought that actor did a very good job playing Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking that. I don't really like who they got to play as Spider-Man,
What, the 12-year-old boy looking person?
Yeah, he looks like he's 12, and It just doesn't fit the character from the comics, and to me, it just doesn't work. I don't actually agree with most of the cast, who they, the actors they cast. But the Daredevil actor seems to fit, and he seems to do a good job. And that's rare, especially coming from me.
I think all the actors in the Daredevil series did a really good job. Like
So
the Kingpin and all.
Yeah, the Kingpin, they did all right with him. So they were gonna bring him back in the same vein as the She-Hulk show, goofy, lighthearted, court law based, and then they scrapped that. Thank God they scrapped that. And they decided to do it more like the Netflix series. It's no secret that fans have been far less enthusiastic about Marvel's recent outings since Avengers Endgame, which, that movie kind of killed it for me too. The company's embrace of identity politics has turned off many fans and led to diminished box office returns. However, Cox, Daredevil, is still a beloved figure in the Netflix series he starred in, is held by many as one of the best things Marvel has ever done. Yeah, I don't think they did the Punisher one as good, and the Luke Cage and the Jessica Jones weren't as good. I think Daredevil was their really shining hit there.
Didn't they do the Fist? I can't remember.
The Fist, the Cox in the Fist.
Yeah.
The Fist.
I can't
remember. Iron Fist.
Yeah, Iron Fist, that was it. Didn't they do Iron Fist?
Yeah, I can see that. On Disney Plus this weekend, The Fist.
Oh, God.
You'll be fisting up on something.
I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
The Fist. Fisting his enemies fiercely.
Lord, what have I done? But didn't they do the Iron Fist too?
Yes, they Iron Fist.
Well, I liked that show too.
But they decided to kill it because he wasn't Asian, and they thought it was cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Okay, it's possible that involving Cox, okay, once more as Matt Murdock, Daredevil, could reignite Hugh Jackman and Deadpool Wolverine. Yes, it will, but not on that level.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be on the same level as Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Myself, I like stories that take themselves seriously. Deadpool and Wolverine was a good movie, but it was a good fluff movie. I like long, ongoing stories that take themselves seriously, but don't depress the shit out of you while you watch it. It's got enough in it to keep you going.
Well, I will say this: I was not happy with the Venom ending. They killed him off, and they're gonna turn him into a girl. I did not like. I mean, I like the idea of Venom creature female, but
I don't know the character super well, but I don't think it followed the comic book lore much at all. I don't think the comic book was very much like that at all.
I don't think so either, and I don't like the fact that they killed Venom off. It made me mad. It really did. Because he's supposed to go on forever. And I like the character. I just did. He reminded me of my pug.
Speaking of the Punisher, Marvel new Punisher series rumored in the works.
Well,
I thought the show was a little dry. I never finished it. I started watching it with enthusiasm, but it was just too dry. I couldn't finish the show.
Yeah, it was pretty dry, and I really didn't. I mean, I think it tried to be too dramatic. I mean, I know the character itself is a dramatic character, but it was a little too dry for my taste.
It's claimed that Marvel was developing a new series for The Punisher, which would follow John Bernthal's return as Frank Castle in the upcoming Daredevil Born Again series. So I take it he's gonna be in the Daredevil series, and then we'll have his own show later on, maybe.
Well, I mean, that would make sense because he was in the Netflix Daredevil too.
Now, as for him playing the role, it's not a perfect match, but it's good enough, I think.
Yeah. I think the same actor played in The Walking Dead too, but I'm not sure.
John Bernthal is only returning if they do Punisher right. Well, I don't know what his version of right is. I hope he's like a longtime comic reader, which I don't know if he is. I didn't really follow the Punisher comic myself, so I can't say all too much on it. John Bernthal has even said he isn't interested in returning as Punisher if it's going to be part of the Goofy MCU. Well, fuck, it's all Goofy now. It's all Goofy now.
Yeah.
It's like Mickey Mouse going, Minnie's fucking Goofy. Like, that's all right. That's all right. She's a little goofy sometimes. No, Minnie's fucking Goofy. And here we have Marvel's fucking Goofy.
Oh, God. But since he is returning, they must be gonna make it more serious, on the serious note. Like I think they said they were gonna do the Daredevil series gritty like the first one was, if I'm not mistaken.
Bernthal also said Punisher should be dark. Yes, but not too dark. I mean, it should rely a lot on fun action scenes. And they, you can't have anything too dark or it's gonna lose its audience.
Yeah.
It needs to be a level of darkness. I think if there's any let up on that character, you do a disservice to the character, to every iteration of the character. The character means so much to people in the military. I can't speak on that. I've no military experience, and it might be a big thing in the military.
It probably is.
Should you be proud or should you be concerned?
Well, I know I recently watched The Flash again, and I have to say that show was pretty well done because it had a lot of seriousness to it, but it also had some lighthearted moments too.
I thought it was kind of goofy. The fighting was always like the Power Rangers, and it was a bunch of kids who kept screwing things up. That's my take on it. But anyway, Daredevil Born Again premieres on Disney Plus on March the 4th, 2025 with a 9-episode first season.
Okay, I have a question. What is it about these shows now? Because they only do like 6 episodes a season or 9 episodes a season. And
Because
used to,
they're tighter with their money and they're afraid of taking risks. Other than that, it could be an actors union kind of thing where they used to like have to live on set virtually to put out as many episodes as they did, and it was grueling to them. Maybe it was a union thing. I don't know.
well, I know used to a series would be like 20 episodes or so or more. And now you barely get enough to get into the story. That's like the show Daryl Dixon. That's a really good show. But it's only got like 6 episodes per season.
Yeah, well, they don't want to take a risk with a big IP and well, that kind of thing. Probably is the most likely reason. Now, I don't think I'm gonna have this show go for a full 2 hours. I have stuff to do tomorrow. I'm not feeling great tonight. Before we go, I want to cover this. UK to imprison people who view far-right propaganda online for up to 15 years.
Oh my God.
Ryan Rodriguez, they better watch the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, really. That'd be awful if he got arrested and sent to prison for 15 years.
You can see the cops knocking on his door going, "You have been found viewing Hypnotic, an American YouTuber, far alt-right wing." You know.
Yeah.
Anyway. People in the United Kingdom could face up to 15 years in prison for repeatedly viewing far-right propaganda or terrorist material online, according to a report. And this goes on, I'm going to read it. But they are equating what they're calling far-right propaganda with terrorism.
Oh.
According to The Guardian, a new maximum penalty of 15 years imprisonment will also apply to terrorists who publish information about members of the armed forces. Tightening of the law around viewing terrorist material is part of the review of the government's counterterrorism strategy following the increasing frequency of terrorist attack in Britain this year. How about they quit letting the immigrants in?
That's what I'm saying. How about they don't do that and they wouldn't have any terrorism?
Users who view the forbidden content only once by mistake out of curiosity will not be charged, as it is reported that there will also be protections for journalists, academics, and others who may have a legitimate reason to view such material. I want to make sure those who view despicable terrorist content online, including jihadi websites, far-right propaganda, and bomb-making instructions, face the full force of the law, declared British Home Secretary Amber Rudd. Oh, what a name. Rudd. There's currently a gap in the law around material that is viewed or streamed from the internet without being permanently downloaded.
Uh-oh.
These motherfuckers. This is an increasingly common means by which material is accessed online for criminal purposes and is a particularly prevalent means of viewing extremist material such as videos and web pages, she continued. Both Rudd and Prime Minister Theresa May have frequently expressed interest in cracking down on the internet and implementing censorship. It gets sillier, it's coming up. After Rudd was recently asked by an individual why she wanted to stop encryption. Yes, stop encryption. When it was proven that she didn't understand how it worked.
What?
The Home Secretary replied, "It's so easy to be patronized in this business. I don't need to understand how encryption works to understand how it's helping the criminals, and I will engage with the security services to find the best way to combat that." Wait. So she doesn't need to understand how it works. Encryption is critical for government, for security, for privacy, for protection. It's like encryption. It's an evil hacker thing. It's a terrorist thing. These people are fucking morons.
And they run the government.
Yes.
This is insane. She doesn't even know how the shit works.
When decisions are made on that level of government, it often bleeds over to other countries following it as well.
Yeah. But
especially when you have the UN, which they will pressure everybody else in the UN to do it as well.
The woman doesn't even know how the shit works, and she's wanting to throw people in jail.
Do you remember when the UK was like, "We'll come for you too, Americans"?
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
For posting hate speech.
It's like, oh, well, I guess we're going to Europe to go to jail. We'll get a free...
You better be joking.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna get a free trip to England. Oh my
I
goodness.
could try it. I mean, if everybody else was. I'm adventurous.
I'm gonna keep throwing reactions.
Started
in.
thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
What did he do to make them that mad?
I don't know. Well, if they quit, it's like you said, if they quit letting the immigrants in the country, maybe they wouldn't have a terrorist problem.
What the hell has crawled up their assholes and died that they have such a fucking hard on for punishing people now?
I don't know. It must be one of them weird kink kind of things.
You know, they can't even have blades over there now.
What? How are they supposed
Yeah.
to defend themselves?
Yeah, how are they supposed to, like, you know, chop some wood and shit like that?
Yeah. I mean, how?
I mean,
How-
you know, when
I don't.
I gotta get through some thick brush, which is way more often than viewers might imagine, I get a machete and I do it.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. I mean, I've seen videos where the immigrants and stuff were just beating the crap out of people and nobody was doing anything. And I guess this is why, because if they do anything to protect themselves, they go to jail.
I see this as no different than the LGBTQ blah 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 community, where they're like, we gotta protect the children, and every time one of those motherfuckers gets a program involving children as part of it, they're found to be diddling them.
Yeah,
No
PDF
different.
files and shit like
So,
that.
the people running the UK are probably into some nasty shit if they're so mad to their people about it.
Yeah.
You know, potentially, possibly even thinking about it or whatever.
I bet somebody said something or found out some stuff on these people, and that's why they're doing this.
I don't know. We need more of a backstory than that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a passing thought, you know.
And you know what's worse is, to top it off, they're letting these immigrants pour in to where there's potentially more of them than their native people. And the native people there are being forced to call the immigrants native now. They have to call them native, to my understanding anyway.
Oh my God! Well,
So-
we need Ryan.
Well,
for
they're
this.
going, no right wing stuff. You can't even look at it once by accident. It's okay, but not more than that. You can't have guns. You can't have knives. You know. And then they're letting these immigrants pour in who are the embodiment of everything they're outlawing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, something must have happened to where they're getting this defensive about it. You know, I mean, there's only so much a person can take, and if the immigrants are marching down streets and beating people up and all that kind of stuff, people are starting, I guess, to get mad and finally try to defend their homes and things.
Right. This is a reaction to both this UK nonsense and to Mondays and to how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, what else can you do?
And once again, a reminder: I am not a vampire cowboy.
No.
This camera sucks, and this hat's really just this a gimmick for on stream. That's really it. That's all. I'm
Yeah.
not really one to accessorize.
Well, it looks good on you. It
And
really
that's just
does.
gonna make me feel bad about wearing it.
Oh, it
But
looks
anyway,
good on you.
I'm wrapping this stream up now.
Well, thank you for watching, everybody.
If all goes well, we will be live Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central.
Is it on the Tangent Kings?
No, we will be live
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday, 8
Okay.
p.m. Central. I am also a co-host on Reality Based on Wednesdays Fridays and Sundays.
Yeah, I think that's where the confusion was. But yeah, we'll also be doing a live stream.
And the person who runs that is a Brit, but he is one that is very much against all this nonsense.
Yeah, he is so funny. But yeah, we'll be doing a live stream on Wednesday too. So check us out, everybody.
Yeah, and that's all for now. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Your feelings can fuck off, you non-binary bitch. Telling everyone we're wrong while you sexualize kids. Keep your pronouns in your pants. This ain't the time or place. Unless you think you can dance, I'll punch that confused face. My pronoun is pimp. The heavens proclaim.